YouTube is the home of many pivotal aspects of my generation's childhood. I'm sure many of you have fond memories of watching your favorite vloggers, Minecraft Let's Players, and others. YouTube is also the home, however, of many people's childhood nightmares, mine included. Since it's the month of Halloween, I thought it'd be fun to go over some of the videos that scared me as a kid, and maybe even uncover the origins of these terrifying videos. Maybe you'll see some you remember, and maybe you'll find some new ones to lose sleep over. And before I see people replying with the SpongeBob roller coaster meme because none of these videos are scary to you, I watched these when I was like 8. So, you know, congratulations, pal. Did you feel proud of yourself? Huh? Okay, let's go to the video. I Feel Fantastic is a now deleted YouTube video of a mannequin singing the titular words in an extremely unsettling way. This video struck fear into the hearts of many viewers due to how uncanny it is. It honestly still makes me pretty creeped out to this day. The video also features a random cut to the outdoors, fixating on some grass. A common internet urban legend that was going around was that this video is some sort of coded admission of guilt by its creator. Guilty of what, you may ask? According to the myth, this video was a secret message admitting to the murder of a woman. The random cut to outdoors was allegedly where she was buried. In case you were wondering, this whole narrative about the video is completely made up just to trick gullible people on the internet. I have no idea where this story originated, but I remember hearing about it a lot when I was a kid. Back in the day, you could kind of just make up whatever you want and people would believe you. Not that much has changed. I honestly found a lot more info about the actual origin of this video than I expected, so strap in. Also, almost all of this information is from extremely sketchy old websites, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. Allegedly, this video was created by a man named John Bergeron to sell his new product, Tara the Talking Android. Tara was intended to be a commercially sold animatronic for the purposes of amusement parks and similar establishments. It was also intended to be a fixture in people's homes. Honestly, I don't know how this video was supposed to convince anyone to want this in their homes, but maybe I just don't see the vision. A DVD collection of this abomination singing is also available on androidworld.com for $7 plus $4 shipping. That is a steal, my friends. Sadly, many more videos of Tara the Android exist on the internet, so we're gonna have to take a look at them. Starting with where I Feel Fantastic originated from, it's actually just a short clip from a 16-minute video, so we're gonna have to unpack all of that right now. Along with that, there's this wonderfully tacky edit that just screams early internet. I gotta say, for some reason, knowing that the rumors about this video are fake actually makes me feel more unsettled. A man built this robot, set it up in his living room, and then filmed it singing in various positions in the middle of the night. I remember one part of the original video that really unsettled me as a kid was when the robot lifts its arms up. It was just like, knowing that it could move made it 10 times worse. Without delving too deep into the rabbit hole of Tara the Talking Android content, we'll cover one more video. It's titled Piercing the Android.
Hey, my name is Tara. Don't try this at home.
This video is honestly far more unsettling to me than I Feel Fantastic, and it features the creator showing off that you could give the robot piercings, I guess. I don't even know if I could show it on YouTube. It was pretty weird. I recommend not going and watching it. He then puts a random object in the robot's mouth and it chews on it and then spits it out. I hate this video, okay? I want to stop talking about it. All in all, the origins of this video are far more innocent than I expected. It seems like it's just an engineer that was just working on a passion project, you know? That being said, I hate it and I hope I never see it again. Blank Room Soup is a video featuring an extremely distressed man eating a bowl of soup. As he eats, two strange men in mascot costumes come up and attempt to comfort him, to no avail. The old story goes that this video surfaced on the deep web and that the man featured was kidnapped along with his wife, who was killed and cooked into the soup that he is eating. The men in the costumes are his captors who are mocking him as he eats wife soup. In case you were wondering, all of this is just like a made-up horror story that a lot of people believed, but it's pretty scary. The original costumes were created by a performance artist named Raymond Percy, who were featured prominently in his acts. Percy claims that the two costumes were stolen a little bit before Blank Room Soup was uploaded, and the thieves were never found. This all added to the allure of the original story, but Percy just chalked it up to two fans who were making a love letter to his performances. This whole story just adds to the spooky deep web narrative, but Percy just chalked this up to a couple of fans who were making a love letter to his act, and that everyone involved were just actors. A lot of people took this story and chose to believe that the costumes were stolen by criminals for the express purpose of using in this scary deep web video, and that it's all true. I think Percy's theory is a lot more possible because performance art is often strange and unnerving. If someone was at one of Percy's shows, then they probably appreciated performance art and wanted to contribute to it in their own twisted way. If we want to really put our tinfoil hats on though, I think this video was created by Percy himself, and the whole story of the costumes being stolen is just a fib. Let me lay out the evidence for you and you can decide for yourself, because none of this is conclusive. Raymond Percy is associated with a band called Stolen Babies, and they'd often collaborate with each other. The band's music is often very morbid, and I think it would be in keeping with the subject matter of Blank Room Soup. There are other Blank Room Soup videos that were released, and it becomes pretty apparent that the band was most likely involved in creating them. In the third video that was released, it's pretty clear that the man who's tied up in it is obviously the band's drummer. Here he is in a photo shoot wearing the exact same outfit, along with the ropes that are most likely tying him up. Personally, I think this is enough evidence to show that the entire thing was probably just some elaborate hoax to bring eyes to all of their work, along with being a pretty fun prank to pull on unsuspecting YouTube viewers. Also, the initial Blank Room Soup video was pretty realistic, but the subsequent uploads got increasingly more fantastical and performative. This is particularly evident in the second video, in which the costumed man just sprints at the guy like some sort of Five Nights at Freddy's jump scare. It's extremely goofy. Overall, if this was just some grand marketing scheme for their music, it worked pretty well, as it was extremely popular and still gets talked about today. Hey guys, real quick before we get to the next topic, I just want to say some things about the channel. We have a Patreon now. If you like our content and want to kick us a few dollars, it's going to go towards better equipment and more frequent uploads. If you want to support us without paying anything, you could always just like, comment, and subscribe, because all of that just helps us out and gets us recommended to more people. I'm also going to start live streaming right here on YouTube weekly. I'm going to be interacting with you guys and probably playing some scary games because it's October. And who knows what else we'll be doing, so check it out. If you don't want to miss it or any uploads, hit that notification bell and you'll be the first one there. Thank you all for the support. Back to the video. Marble Hornets is a web series which I would personally consider to be a pioneer of the found footage and analog horror genre on YouTube, capitalizing on the Slender Man craze, which is an entire video in its own right. Marble Hornets took the internet by storm when it was created. To summarize the story, the protagonist's friend from college suddenly disappears and leaves all of his videotapes behind. After sifting through the footage, the protagonist begins uploading the tapes to his YouTube channel, trying to get to the bottom of his friend's disappearance. Spoiler alert, the friend disappeared because of Slender Man. Woohoo! By the end of the series, it had gotten pretty convoluted with a bunch of stuff not worth mentioning, but I personally think the ending stuck the landing. Regardless of the story quality, I do want to highlight how genuinely scary this was to stumble across as a kid. All of the stuff on the channel was presented as being 100% true, and being a young, gullible kid, I believed all of it. Marble Hornets has this very slow burn terror that increases as the videos were uploaded, and I have to commend them for this on a filmmaking perspective. They also worked very well around their low budget by obscuring the horror elements to hide how cheap the costumes were. They would do this with shaky and out of focus camera work, which just added to the realism of it all. I personally really admire what Marble Hornets did, and even though their writing quality wasn't always perfect, that's to be expected when you're pioneering a genre of horror on the internet that's never been tried before. You know, they had nothing to reference, really. They were just doing it themselves, and, you know, I really have to commend them for their creativity. Without it, I'm sure many staples of modern internet horror wouldn't exist. And it's pretty clear that their influence spread far beyond the bounds of the internet. We could compare it to a big Hollywood production of the same subject matter with the film Slender Man, and I have to say, Marble Hornets did a much better job, in my opinion. I think they just understood more why the concept of Slender Man was so scary back in the day, even though now I'm sure no one really finds it scary at all. The Slender Man film presents everything as a much more straightforward supernatural horror, while Marble Hornets is a lot more grounded and realistic, and I think that gets to the root of why the Slender Man phenomenon was so big back in the day. At least in the early episodes, Marble Hornets had this way of stringing along the viewer with this air of mystery that I think the Slender Man film just completely lacked. Did I scare you? I got you, didn't I? In case you're unfamiliar with Relaxing Car Drive, the real video ends with this sudden jump scare at a deafeningly loud volume, so I'm going to lower it for you when I show the real clip here. I have particularly vivid memories of this one scaring me as a kid, and it's one of the earliest examples of the screamer genre of video. Essentially, a screamer is just a video that suddenly plays an unrelated, extremely loud noise accompanied by a spooky image. Another classic example of this is Scary Maze Game, which I'm sure we're all familiar with. But where did Relaxing Car Drive come from? Well, it may come as a shock to you, but this video is actually a commercial for a German coffee brand called Kaffee. In the full commercial, it cuts to the coffee with a tagline that roughly translates to, "You've never been so wide awake." I gotta give some credit to them here because I think this is an ingenious commercial. It has a clever punchline, it's unique, and it went extremely viral when it came out. My one concern if I was a Kaffee executive would be that if someone was particularly frail, this jump scare might startle them into a heart attack or something. That's just my 2 cents though, you know, I'm no Don Draper. There's a lot less of a mystery with this one, but I do want to emphasize just how pervasive this video was when it came out. I would see it everywhere, and people were always trying to prank their friends with it. My first time seeing it was when I was a kid, and my 2 brothers thought it'd be funny to just show it to me unsuspectingly. I then went on to do the exact same thing to other kids at my school because I was an asshole. Overall, this video is an absolute classic in my eyes when it comes to internet horror. I honestly think this video is old enough at this point where you could probably scare some people with it because they're not familiar. So if you have some mischievous inclinations, feel free to take it and go prank your friends with it. Well, I hope you all enjoyed taking this trip down traumatizing memory lane with me. Let me know in the comments if there's any old videos I missed that scared you as a kid. Maybe I'll make a video on it in the future. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and you know, if you want more of me, you can follow me on Twitter. Also follow my very talented editor right here. And if you want to support the channel, we have a Patreon. You can subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, comment. You know the drill. Thank you all for watching. I'm the Ivory Door.
The Ivory Door.